Hey, what's going on, everyone? How you guys doing today? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is Three Buck Theater. And one of the best things that Disney has done since buying Star Wars, and I don't believe I'm wrong or alone in thinking this, but Star Wars Rebels, man, this four-season show was epic. It was amazing. It was emotional. It was awesome. It was all the things that I loved about, well, Star Wars and animation at the time. And I hadn't seen Clone Wars up to that point. I had avoided Clone Wars primarily I couldn't get past season one. I've now since gotten past that. I'm now currently balls deep in season four, and I'm loving the show, even if some of the plot lines in season four are a bit of a chore to get through. But that being said, Rebels is still one that I really, 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 really like. And a couple days ago, this particular story popped up saying here that Star Wars animated sequel to Rebels is coming sometime in 2020. This is a rumor, but it makes sense. It makes a lot of sense. Given where things have been with the fandom, given where things have been with Star Wars, it really does make a lot of sense to have there be an animated sequel to Star Wars Rebels, considering where the series left off. And there will be a spoiler for that in here if you haven't seen the show. So I can't tell you when to skip ahead to, but just so we're aware. Now, anyway, this is what the article says. In recent weeks, there have been rumors of more Star Wars shows in the pipeline than ones we know about, such as a live-action solo spinoff about Crimson Dawn or an animated series involving Dr. Aphra. Now, a new rumor suggests that the sequel to Star Wars Rebels is on the way, possibly arriving as soon as the end of the year. Now, keep in mind that this article was written on January 3rd. So this is literally 3 weeks ago this article came out. I don't know why I missed this story, but I did. Now, it says here that the Kessel Run Transmissions has released an exclusive via YouTube, going into how the next major animated Star Wars series after the Clone Wars will be a true follow-up to Rebels, continuing the story left off by the finale in which Sabine Wren traveled alongside Ahsoka in search of Ezra Bridger years after he helped to oust the Empire from Lothal for good. This plot point has not been brought up at all since Rebels has ended, leaving the story an open door for anyone who wants to tell the story, and that story may indeed be overseen by Dave Filoni, the showrunner of both Clone Wars and Rebels. Now, they do omit Star Wars Resistance. Star Wars Resistance was created by Filoni, and he was working on it until Kennedy pulled him off to go do Clone Wars Season 7, and I do believe that's one of the reasons why Star Wars Resistance ends tonight. Tonight's the series finale. Season 2 is going to be done and over with, and according to a Lucasfilm employee, the entirety of Season 2 will be on Disney Plus literally the day after Clone Wars Season 7 premieres. So a lot of Star Wars animated goodness coming down the pipeline for Disney Plus. Now, it goes on to say here that the hosts of the Kessel Run transmission claim that they have received several major scoops that they did not run previously, but proved to be accurate. So they felt confident enough to run the story, especially in light of some new, currently unspecified evidence that they've received. That claim that two reliable sources are telling them that the Rebel sequel is moving forward. And again, grain of salt is always required. I get a lot of information from Mikey Sutton. I do talk about Mikey Sutton quite a bit, but I always say this should be taken with a grain of salt, and it's just fun to speculate. I always come at it from a place of this is going to be fun. So this is what they said. They said, so what we've heard is that the Star Wars Rebels sequel show is in development. It's going to be animated, and it is set for 2020 this year. So yeah, that's pretty exciting. That's almost a given too in a development process that's natural for it to come now. Resistance is winding down this year, a show that will star Ahsoka and Sabine again, another given. But we've gotten confirmation and that we've heard throughout the months that Dave Filoni is also attached to the animated series. We're assuming it's this one. It's a good to bring the show back. Obviously, it's not going to be called Star Wars Rebels. We have no idea what it's going to be called. I'm excited because this continues the story of Ahsoka, and we'll get to see what she's doing. We haven't heard about Ezra and Thrawn, but I'm assuming that they'd be in the series. I did hear that the animation is supposed to be a lot tighter than it was for Rebels in its 4-season run, and they're probably into season 2 by this point. So we don't know how far along this is, if it's even real, right? We don't know if it's real, if it's fake. We don't know any of that stuff. But today, interestingly enough, on Twitter, according to Noah Outlaw here, he says, coming through Kessel Run Transmission, he tagged them. He says, some fun news just learned. The Star Wars Rebel sequel series is slated for a winter 2020 release. And this is, again, unconfirmed, but this, this is coming in. So we had the first article that said 2020 at some point in time, and then now we're hearing winter 2020. So what does that mean? Well, it means a couple of different things. One, it appears that Lucasfilm understands that Star Wars does predominantly better in the wintertime. One of the reasons why Mandalorian was dropped in November, right, leading into the winter, why Rise of Skywalker came out mid-December, why The Last Jedi and Force Awakens and Rogue One were all mid-December. They realized that that time of year is really good for Star Wars. Star Wars Resistance Season 2 moved its way through the winter, kind of Jedi Fallen Order, right? A lot of these things through the winter. So what can we ascertain from this? Well, for one, I believe this would probably end up being a Disney Plus series. Even though Star Wars Rebels was on Disney XD, I believe at around like 10 p.m. And even Star Wars Resistance is on Disney XD. They're probably going to start migrating everything over to Disney Plus. It just seems to make the most amount of sense. And if it's coming winter 2020, that means that it's probably going to premiere either right around the last episode or second to last episode, probably, of Mandalorian Season 2, giving us a lot of Star Wars in that time frame, because otherwise we don't have much. We've heard reports that Cassian Andor might come sometime in 2020, but they haven't even started filming that yet. I'm going to assume that's not till 2021. Obi-Wan has been delayed while they work on scripts. That's not going to come till sometime probably late in the game in 2021, especially if they started filming in January. They could realistically have it ready to go by, let's say, September, if depending on what kind of technology they're using to film it. So there's a lot there that they could do. And I just think that like going the animation route is going to be something that works out well. And one of the reasons why is because Filoni. Now, Filoni is kind of like the Spielberg of Star Wars right now. And I think we all know that. Deep down, we all know Filoni is the guy. It's one of the reasons why I think I got so triggered. And I'll admit I got triggered by John Campy's idiotic rant about Ahsoka, because it felt like it was an attack on her character, who I really like. And it was an attack on Ashley Eckstein, who I really like, and in the role, and Dave Filoni, who fostered the character. He helped sire the character, bring her up to make her the level that she is. And so, maybe I just feel kind of protective. I don't know. Maybe that's it. But if this is true, if this is the case, that's going to be dope as hell. And I'm looking forward to whatever they come up with. I love those characters. I want to see where it goes. And if we have to wait 3 years for a new feature film, and, give us the animated show, keep that story going. Ultimately, you're going to develop a bigger, more robust fan base for this content on Disney Plus, and more people are going to talk about it. They're going to be discussing it. They're going to be falling in love with it, re-falling in love with it. And I'll tell you what I want to know, and I'd love to be able to get the information on this, is how well Star Wars Clone Wars has done on Disney Plus. How well Rebels has done on Disney Plus. I'd love to see those numbers. I'd also love to see the numbers about The Mandalorian. I just want to know how many people watched it. It was the most popular show in the world for a hot minute before Witcher took it over. So we'll have to wait and see. But that being said, I leave it to you. Your thoughts, your opinions. If you got another show, another Star Wars Rebels, how would you feel about that? Let me know down in the comments below. I will talk to you all later. Have yourself a great day. Thanks for watching. And remember, check out the Discord. Link is in the video description. Let me know what you guys think about this too. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that good, happy, fun stuff. Have yourself a great day, everybody, and peace out. Hey, thank you very much for watching the video. If you want to keep the conversation going, and if you've made it this far, you clearly do, come on in and join the Discord. Link is in the video description. Can't wait to see you there. Have yourself a great day, and peace out.